And he said that in that interview. Us as men, we know for a fact we're not going to put ourselves out there like that on some emotional shit if it's not true.
Right.
Our egos are too high for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to throw yourself underneath the bus if you don't have to. So what were y'all thoughts when he first came out with that interview? Mic check, 1, 2. What is this? You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. I'm one of our hosts. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me. But I beg you, please do not call me a midget. And to the left of me, I got the bully with me. I got the homie Conway.
You already.
You know what I'm saying? To the right of me, Andy's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Flesh isn't here with us today. Flesh is on a little bit of R&R. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Flesh needed a little break, you know what I mean? A little mental break, like we all do sometimes.
Can't say what I want.
You ain't gonna say what you want to say?
Y'all said all the shit while I was gone.
Yeah, we'll get his light skin ass in a minute. Okay. But check it out. If this is your first time viewing or listening to Imperfect Sense, look, I'm going to drop this disclaimer. If you're sensitive about your race, religion, sex, or politics, any of that, or your gender, you know, this isn't the show for you, man. We're very opinionated. This is why this is called Imperfect Sense. What makes perfect sense to us may not make perfect sense to you. And with that being started, we getting right into the shits. We not even going to waste no time with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Something really hot on the market right now, hot on the circuit, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a very biased show. I will be 100%. Look, hold on, let me sip on a little bit of shout out to Monster.
Shout out to
But
shout out to Trident.
Y'all said Trident. This motherfucker.
He's shouting out gum.
Your breath must be jumping.
You know what? I never knew anybody to actually have a gum sponsor outside of probably NASCAR. So maybe that's an angle that maybe we need to tackle over here. But look, this is definitely going to be a very, very biased show today, because that's how we want it. You know, we got all these shows out here where you got a round table of women.
You got the view, you got the talk.
Hey, this is our version. This is our platform, man, and you know, like it or love it. You know what I mean? It might piss a lot of women off, but we don't really care. We don't really care. We don't really care.
Why that 50 Cent shit just came on here?
No, we love it. I mean, we might could play that in the intro, but
you know, we on
something
top.
real hot on the internet.
Right.
Which I personally didn't believe was anybody's business. But it is. They made it public. So when you put things out in public, you gotta get ready for public backlash. You gotta get ready for people to perceive it any type of way. If you want to keep things private, you don't want people to talk about it.
Correct.
Then you keep that shit at home. But Mr. August Alsina, R&B singer, I believe he's out of New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
All right. What was about a week or two ago? Interview dropped with Miss Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club, where he made some allegations that he had a relationship with the actress, the entrepreneur, the mogul, also wife, Jada Pinkett-Smith, who is the wife of actor Will Smith.
Yes.
Now, you know how the internet goes fucking crazy, right? Internet went crazy. Oh, man, he lying, he blah, blah. I personally said, homie telling the truth.
Hell yeah.
Right.
People can say what they want.
Right.
Body language don't lie.
Right.
And a couple pictures I seen, I'm like, you know, I don't think that he's lying. And furthermore, when it comes to a young man dealing with some cougar pussy, that's seasoned.
That's different.
That seasoned vagina is way different to a young man. Yeah. You can't just hit that.
Than the vagina on his level.
That's a different level. That's a different level of vagina.
She hit him off with that mama.
She gave him two camel toes. Bong bong, like it was over. Yo,
hey, listen, Jada must got that $1 million.
She got that that snappy nappy dugout.
You got to look at her record. What's her record? You got Pac.
But see, you can't put that out there.
We're not gonna put it out there.
You can't put that because we gotta respect her as a woman. She said nothing happened. Okay, but this particular and Tupac's not here to defend that.
Right.
But in this particular situation, the people involved are alive. Right. And I 100% when that boy came out and he said that in that interview, us as men, we know for a fact we're not gonna put ourselves out there like that on some emotional shit if it's not true.
Right.
Our egos are too high for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna throw yourself underneath the bus if you don't have to. So what were y'all thoughts when he first came out with that interview? Did you believe it or not?
Man, I believe that shit out the break. For the simple fact, I believed it last year when he leaked it, I think through Twitter or Instagram or something like that. He said this happened last year, and everybody was like, oh, because it went away so fast. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, no. And without her saying anything or Will even saying nothing, it was no story there.
Right.
It was no story. And then still nobody wanted to sit down with him and talk about it. So it was really no story.
My thing too is, like, people, it's always been a rumor that Will and Jada had an open relationship. I don't think that's the case at all. I never thought that was the case. But usually, when rumors go that long, people usually tend to take them as truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never in a million years thought that was true. I'm not married, but I've been in relationships, and I don't want another man plugging my woman. I'm not into that open relationship shit. So I never ever thought that shit was true. And then even when it became rumors about maybe Will has stepped out, it still was never any proof.
Right.
This right here,
never no proof.
This is
on the table.
This is concrete evidence. I mean, I had a feeling it was true too. And the reason why I knew, because when I saw August Alsina when he came out, I think he was on Instagram, when he showed his whole face was on swole, and he said Will put hands and feet on him. I said, oh, what reason would another bro man?
But the thing is,
put hands and feet on you.
But the thing is, Dip, see what people fail to realize, and I'm glad you said that, is when people think of Will Smith, I don't know why for any strange reason people think Will Smith is some type of punk or some type of sissy. You know what I'm saying? He is from Philly, bruh. Because of the records.
We had to go back. Yes.
No, and then half of Fresh Prince was true, except for him getting his ass whooped.
But what I'm saying is, he's still a man that stands 6 feet plus tall. He's a solid dude. I never thought that Will Smith was a punk, ever. And so if somebody said, yo, Will Smith kicked my ass, I believe it. He probably did.
When he smacked,
from the hood.
When he smacked the hell out that man trying to
give him
a kiss.
Give him the Euro man like one. He like, man, get that shit out of here, Jack.
Like, yo, bro.
Correction.
Yeah, man. That South Philly Will came out, or West Philly, wherever he from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
West Philly.
Yeah.
West Philly, yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, and there's been murmurs about how he likes to put hands on people.
Okay.
First, you remember we heard about the thing about Ethan Hawke. He's up there drinking and talking shit.
And Will beat the shit out you.
Will put hands and feet on him, right?
Yeah.
Tommy Davidson had came out recently. He said he put out a book. He said when him and Jada was on the set of Woo, he said Will Smith approached and said, man, hey, listen, man, you're getting a little bit too close to my woman. And Tommy Davidson, he a nigga from D.C. He said, man, listen, man. He said, we just acted. He said, did you hear what I said? So Tommy Davidson rose up. He said, man, he's a big sucker. He said he's a big sucker. And I saw Tommy. He ain't no big dude at all.
No, Tommy Davidson is a tiny man.
But Jada said, Hope, don't do that. Mm-hmm. You need to back down. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. And Will walked off. Mm-hmm. But we know how but that showed me his temperament about who he gives a fuck about. Mm-hmm. His woman. Mm-hmm. So listen, people might think, oh, this is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, real candy rap, whatever. No, he's a nigga from Philly. Mm-hmm. Don't get it fucked up.
Yeah, don't get it fucked up at all. And this is the thing that with the hypocrisy of it that came out for me. I understand that Jada's successful. Mm-hmm. I understand that she's very intelligent. So in the eyes of the general public, because in our culture we put our fucking celebrities up here,
right.
Like they do no wrong, like they make no mistakes, and that's the mistake that the general public make. Because when it first came out, they was like, "It's no way she could do that.
She couldn't do that.
She's giving people therapy.
Got all the money.
She's so successful. She's so wealthy. Her husband is this. Her husband is that. Everybody has their indiscretions. Right. Everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? So you have these overly aggressive feminists coming out saying it's no fucking way he's clout chasing and all. Right. I never believed he was clout chasing. I believe now from my point of view, if I'm in August's position, I'm shutting the fuck up.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm just a different type of savage, baby.
Rolls Royce, please, with the stars.
You know, I'm just a different type of savage, like because I'm thinking about it long term. I'm like,
these
man,
opportunities.
Yeah, I'm like, shit. First of all, it's a secret. Yeah. Then on top of that, she's powerful. Her husband's powerful. I'm in the business. Hey, I'm gonna ride this train, but he's on a different mental journey. Like he has a low key mental problem.
Yeah, and my whole thing is like this: it's very rare that you actually get to meet a millionaire. It's extremely rare you say, "I got a millionaire number in my phone." Like,
I agree with that because y'all excited to hang out with me, and I'm a thousandaire. So I know if y'all was around millionaires, like I know, like go ahead, finish. I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
And for you to know too,
see
you know, I'm talking about August, not you.
You know what I mean?
He knows too. And I want kind of Conway to go dig a little bit deep because me and Brother Conway's up there talking. Tell her the whole origin. Like, how this came to pass, please.
Yo, the funny thing about it is, like, everybody talking about Will. Yeah, he hurt.
He hurt.
But for me,
he definitely hurt.
I wouldn't really know how the fuck Jaden Smith feel because that was actually his friend that he brought to his mother to get help. And if you don't remember, when they did the red table with the kids, they were saying that they had to save their son and a friend from drugs so they won't die. The friend was August. Mm-hmm. Because Jaden was doing hella drugs. August was doing hella drugs. Bruh, that motherfucker.
I'm just saying, I just never heard it. I'm just going off your word. I never heard it.
They released. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people here, so, like, because it's not juicy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But right. Jaden Smith, and everybody think that Jaden a clown anyway, or halfway gay or halfway straight. So they really don't care about him anyway. But they was on a red table, and they came out and said that, bro, like, they had to save him and a friend from doing so much drugs. Mm-hmm. And they were like, not like coke or nothing, but it was like the prescription pills. And August is fucking addicted to prescription medication on top of having a mental issue. Mm-hmm. Their son is his friend. The son brought him to Jada. She didn't find him, and he didn't come to her willingly. Jaden brought them. Mm-hmm. So I want to know how Jaden feel that the guy that
plugged your mother.
Yes, because at the end of the day, I don't care how skinny Jaden is, how bitch you might think he is.
That adrenaline will fuck you up,
boy.
And it's a 5 year. You gotta think it's a 5 year difference between both of them,
boy. Yo,
and so I said when Conway told me, I said, now this makes more sense because I was trying to figure out what is the connection. How did they actually link up? Because I was like, because they, you look at Jada, you look at August. Well, how the fuck did y'all actually intermingle? How did y'all actually meet up? It didn't make sense.
We all know because we've been navigating through this industry for years. So we've been navigating through the music business, through Hollywood. So we know it's some weird shit going behind closed doors. Like, and a lot of shit was kept secret until really reality TV brought a lot of shit to the forefront. But it's still some underlying things that a lot of people with a lot of money, because they have a lot of money, they can hide. Like, you could take the documentary of what's his name, Jerry Epstein. That's his name.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein. That's his name. The guy that died. Jeffrey. But you seen when the documentary come out, you seen that it was certain things hidden because people got money can hide things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go too much further down that lane. But hypothetically,
just like Roger Stone was recently commuted, never have to do no jail time because it's his best friend, Donald Trump, not allowing him to do the 3 year jail time.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm glad you brought up Jaden, because it's so many layers to this relationship indiscretion that affected a lot of people. And the fact of the matter, and we got to keep it G. Like, if the world wasn't talking about it, none of us in this room would give a fuck. No. But the fact that the world talk about it, we got to give our perspective. So don't take this as gossip talk. We just giving you our perspective. Shit. Let's take a scenario, right? Let's say Conway down and out, right? I want you to give your true feeling. This your homie, he down and out. You bring him to your house. You know what I'm saying? You give him a place to lay his head. You get family structure around him. You give him love. But then you low-key find out he hitting your mother. What is your reaction? You guys get squabble, right? You know what I'm saying? And God rest your mother's soul. I already know how you would.
I gotta open up
feel.
the red door to the backyard.
So my thing is, do you think that as a family, the red table talk should open up to the kids and see how they feel, or should they just leave it a private matter?
No,
I think they should leave it a private matter.
For me,
and just handle it internally.
They were already handling it internally until his pussy got too wet again, and he had to come out.
Yeah,
he had dead ass. Like, yo, women don't want you to be emotional, but when you become too emotional, and then the pussy start to drip, then you a bitch. So his pussy was dripping. He couldn't hold it in.
Right.
Oh, if you're gonna put that on the red table, you're gonna have to put that in because your kids aren't just regular kids either. Their kids are Willow and Jaden,
and he has another son. They also and his oldest son,
and
Trey's the same age as August.
See, the crazy thing about it, yeah, that's great. See, and that was the other point that I was great go to. Like, that's not your kid. How can I look at you hitting this 27-year-old?
You thinking in the back of the mind like you might have hit my son.
You could have hit my son.
But I think it's a little different because he grew up underneath her.
Yeah, so she look at him like a kid.
It's different.
But you got to think about it. She could have been that type of person that, like, you're not my son. You know what I mean?
Warning, we're not going to say she's Woody Allen, okay?
No, we're not.
She's definitely not Woody Allen. Adopting children and marrying them later.
We're not going to do that, but it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of think on it. Like, man, like, yo, like, it's the kids have to. I'd rather you let them tell their truth, like how the women are saying she telling her truth now. Tell their truth on their platform because all of them has a part into the red table. Why would you take it and let somebody else talk to your kids or hassle your kids? Just let it get it over with now.
Can I get my
before
perspective,
TMZ
perspective on August's,
TMZ definitely gonna
August's emotions? Can I get my perspective? Me and Andy talked. Well, we all talked this morning about what should have been and should not have been said. Right? For me, when things happen like this to men, society wants to put us all in a box and think that we all supposed to be the same. Right? This guy isn't as mentally stable as maybe you or I would be. Like, I was in an August Alsina type of situation twice where you really like somebody. And you know what? For me, I didn't know that this person was married. You find that out later. You know what I mean? And the thing that I argued about, even though he knew she was married, but what I'm saying is like, these people let me know, okay, you know, I'm digging you digging me. And then you start liking each other, then guess what? You find out later, what? You got a husband, we're going to work it out. This shit between you and I is cut off. Now, me being who I am, I'm emotionally sane. Okay, we good. We good. My thing is, from a person from his upbringing, the way that he came up, he lost a lot of people. He been through a lot of shit. See, people, that interview with Angela Yee, people just take that one thing he said about Jada. He said a lot about his life that makes him emotionally unstable. So for an emotionally unstable person to come into a situation where people embrace you, show you love and all this other shit, and then it's rapidly gone, that just fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we don't know what she was telling him because she was going through something emotional because she thought her marriage was over. We don't know what she's whispering in his ear. And then we don't know how it abruptly ended. Like, she could have ended it with him or he could have ended it with her because he's seen that maybe that, you know, she's going back to her husband or she could have did it like, I am going back to my husband. Like, we don't know.
She ended it with him. Yo, we not going to talk. You were going good. You were going good. I would not allow you to just say no. No, we know she ended that shit, and he's hurt.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
cause he fell in love.
Yo, bro, like, I was there.
$1 million honeypot.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, I was there. I just wasn't, and I still won't ever say who it was because I respect those women. Like, and we're friends. Like, it's just you made the best move. It was best for you. You wanted to get back with your. All right, cool.
Well, we come from a different cloth.
Well, we were raised different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with Conway. I believe she cut it off. She said, "You know what? This was nice. It was cool, but I ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. I'm not fucking up this bag."
And it's so
I'm not.
Yeah, not even that. From when Will had to correct her from the entanglement.
Yeah, he did it.
He had to correct her like. No,
clear that shit up.
Clear that shit up.
Clear that shit up.
Clear that
Say
shit
what
the fuck
you
was.
did.
Yeah, you was in a relationship.
He pressed her.
Yo, it was to
It felt like he was finding out the same time the world was finding out, and I felt as though that was fucked up. I know he's a strong dude, but he also he's even much so a great actor too. He's a great actor, and in that particular scene, I'm looking at him like, his eyes was just like,
bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he wasn't acting.
You know what I mean?
Because this how I know he wasn't acting. He was serious. Mm-hmm. Her reactions every time he said something was like, oh shit, he getting upset again. Because when he did that, save the fuck it was. She was like, what? Like almost
that
like
Philly Will. That Philly Will was coming out.
She had that fucking Tina Turner. What, Ike?
He had that Philly Will start coming out.
But the craziest thing about it is like, she definitely broke it off. But going back to the Angela Yee joint, like the other people that I'm worried about is the kids of his brothers that he take care of. Because his brother was murdered. Sister or whatever. His sister was murdered.
He taking care of kids. He taking care of siblings or something. Yeah, something like that.
He taking care of the nieces.
Yeah.
They gotta go through this shit too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where they stand in this house.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I mean?
Did they get cool?
Because they were living with him.
Right.
So what happened?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stories.
It's a lot of layers of victims.
It's so many layers because he was hanging out. Because at first, if you first initially look at it, I see when I remember Conway pointing out, he said, he was cool with Jaden because he would just go around with the kids because he was with Jaden and he was with Willow. So I said, okay, he's a family friend. And then you speed it up. You remember when he was on the red carpet and he had his arm around Jade? I said,
like, whoa.
With the body language was down.
You see Queen Latifah in the background looking like,
like, Queen Latifah like, hold up, Will.
Like Stoney?
No,
like Stoney. Queen gave Stoney.
Hey, look, she was like this. She probably hit Will like, I could take it back to that scene. You want me to fuck her up for you real quick? Because I don't like
you
this.
Gotta think, yeah, Queen.
Yeah.
Will.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you want me to fuck her up real quick?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's so many layers.
I love you first.
And the circle is so small.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I love you first. So, I will fuck her up right now.
And it seemed like they was up there saying, well, this happened. And I looked at it. And what I compared the two interviews, her, like, Angela Yee with August, it was more so like he said so much more stuff, but they just take that one.
They take that one excerpt,
because it's finally telling the truth of what happened. When he said it the first year, last year, it wasn't enough detail for us to be like,
bro,
yo got put out the crib, whoop, and Will not showing no reaction,
right.
Jada not showing no reaction,
right. The kids
Will keep that poker face on, baby.
But
when August showed the whole lumped up face, I said, "Oh, this shit is real." Something happened.
See, and then the other thing that I feel that Will had a relationship with Joe too, as in helping him, cause you call him Og too, like you don't call him August.
You got the nickname
Og. You got Og, like
that's personal.
He took him in like he was his own. So that was personal.
Cause that's Will Smith's personality. Like he's a good motivational speaker.
Because at the end of the day, they all know August. Everybody in their family have August. A person was like, damn, he just keep getting knocked down. And they open up their home and their hearts and their lifestyle.
Jada got that
home.
I don't think that it would have stung.
She need to do that to her family.
I don't think it would have stung Will as much if it was just she had a relationship with some dude she just met outside, not somebody that you put your arm around. Right. He knows your family. Right. He knows everything about you. He's laid in your house. Yeah. I think it would have hit different for him. It was like, okay, she did her thing. It's over with. We moving on. You know what I mean? Maybe he did his thing. Maybe he didn't. We don't know if Will did his thing or not. We can't say because there's no proof on it yet. Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
And then she tried to reel it in like when he hit her with the. You know I'm gonna get that ass back, right?
That's what I was going to touch on. Yeah, he said.
And she said,
"You did enough.
You did enough." But we don't know
what,
because the way they said it, like, yeah, it come out now, but we already handled this.
Yeah,
and then it wouldn't have stung Will as much either if August would have shut his mouth. If he'd have just, they would have had an internal conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I can't expect everybody to think like us and have.
I think when everything was done, I think when Jada said she was done, she was done. Mm-hmm. She cut him off.
Yeah, because she's strong-willed.
Yo, listen, she's from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, she even said for me being an independent,
her being from Baltimore goes two different ways for me. Like, yeah, you being from Baltimore, let me know that's why you open your legs up. But y'all okay?
I was just gonna say.
I think my screen froze up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Baltimore side came in when she was like, "Let me make this
promiscuous ass fucking town."
Loose pussy. She went to that. Let you know when she went to the School of the Arts. The way she was putting on that fucking show, sitting there with her legs crossed, and our fucking husband wanted to snatch her fucking ass across the table. You know what I'm saying?
But she emphasized like nobody gave me permission.
Yeah.
I decided.
Yeah, like
she owned the show. I was like, okay.
I know August, but she is fine too. I can't even lie. Like Jada fine. Like
her mama fine.
Yeah, so, I don't blame her for being emotional, baby. Hey, she is bad. Jada is bad, bro.
Yeah, she's bad.
But
people know how I love hazel-eyed women. Like I love them.
That's what I said. She sat there, looked that man dead in his eye, grabbed them shoulder blades. Said don't move.
see, you see what you just said? You see what you just said? Like that's what fucked him up. Like if it was just a regular little groupie and he just bent her over and hit her, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The fact that she put emotion,
your body was like
she transferred that emotion to him, yo.
This, look.
And
listen,
and transferred that emotion.
Being the fact that she said that she was trying to find love. She was looking for love.
Right.
Because she didn't know what was going to happen between her and Will.
She was going through emotions.
She was going through emotions. Yeah. And he was the most vulnerable person that she didn't have to go out to get nothing. She ain't had to,
he was right there.
This the thing.
Almost like a predator. Yeah. And I'm going to get into that. Almost like a predator.
But this the thing, though. This is where it's not. It's almost like when... And I hate saying this, when your relative rape your relative. Because it's so in-house and it never gets talked about until that person gets old enough to speak up. Right. They could say that shit to you every day and you like, man, you lying on grandpa.
Right.
Oh, you lying on auntie. They not doing nothing to you. But then when they start showing you the wounds, showing you XYZ, letting you know what's going on when now that they older, you like, yo, that motherfucker really touched you. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening now. Yeah. That his emotions is as a person that was raped at the most vulnerable part of his life. He come to you looking for help. Mm-hmm. That person not. Then you give him love. You give him emotion, and then you give him in a relationship,
and then take it away.
And then you take it away. Right. Yo, that's
for a person that's mentally unstable.
Right.
She lucky that his mental is not the mental of a killer.
Right, because that.
I think both of them are lucky that Will Smith's mental isn't a killer.
And I agree with that too.
Because in a sense, if he was to go and say, you know what, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna kill you
and I'm gonna kill myself. and
then nobody can say nothing. Like, well, damn.
And yo, the whole time I'm looking at this, I just see people gonna be like, "Oh, why are you taking it that far?" I see in-house rapists preying on an emotional person because they're going to emotional state. And like I said,
you two mentally. She was mentally unstable. He was two mentally unstable people at the same time. Don't equal nothing good.
But the thing is, how mentally unstable can be snapped back? His shit been going this way for years.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just snap that back where you're telling a person that lost so much. You lost family members that you was close to. You lost homeboys that you was close to. All his music is about people that he fucking lost.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of trauma.
And then not only at that, something happened to his mother and father when he was young, and then you're becoming a parent, and you didn't even have your own yet.
Yeah, you know what's go ahead.
But what I was gonna say was, I'm gonna touch back on the Angela Yee interview, and she kind of led into it. I like how she did the interview because he was talking about his sister. He talked about how his sister was like his cheerleader.
Yeah,
she believed in him, and she said, "You're gonna be great." And in unfortunate circumstances, she was taken away.
Right, that fucks you up.
He was at a low of lows, and then here comes this ray of sunshine, and her name is Jada.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, before we didn't go and blame it on her at the beginning.
No, I'm not going.
It was a motherfucker who came to him and said, "Yo, we gonna get you out the hood," and then raped him.
Ooh, wait a minute.
See, you going? You went far left.
Another show.
You went far left. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Like for the closed-minded women that's gonna see this or hear this.
Right.
The first thing they're gonna say, y'all corny, y'all not supposed to be emotional, y'all men. That's the box I'm talking about. Because if more men express how they really felt, we have less motherfuckers in jail, less motherfuckers going upside women's head, less motherfuckers killing each other. It's the fact that men can't really express themselves without someone thinking that they're fucking corny. We have to have these type of discussions because this shit could have went totally fucking left. It could have went totally left if he was just a regular Joe Mo 9 to 5 and this shit happened to him and got an entanglement with somebody else. He could have killed everybody. He killed himself.
It could have been Fox 5 over top of Will and Jada's land.
Not even Will and Jada if it's just a regular Joe Mo. You know what I'm saying? Matt and Sue was dealing with Fred, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's just this is just everyday life. But I want to flip the script because I need people to keep that same energy, right?
I definitely
when people coming out saying, "Well, they were separated." No, she was still legally married, baby. She was still
I hate that shit.
She was still legally married, baby.
It's not like you in a relationship with no papers and then y'all take some time.
Yeah, no,
that's different.
You know what I'm saying? And this was a dude that was close to y'all. But I wanted you to keep the same energy because you know why? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, and this was Will Smith, you would have had every feminist group. People would have been pulling sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Me Too would have been in the mix. He'd have been over. He would have been. Because let me get.
No, would have been crazy. Because you know how him and. They would, I'm gonna let you finish. Let me finish.
Let me take it. Let's put Will Smith in the scenario, right?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let me put Will Smith in the scenario. We take Will Smith, right? And we're gonna randomly throw any singer in there. Let's say Meg Thee Stallion. She's hot right now. Let's say Meg Thee Stallion's down on her luck, right? She come up mentally fucking unstable. I know you'll do it anyway. But let's say she's mentally unstable. Right? You invite her into your home. You're helping her out. You know what I mean? Everything that August went through, she went through. Right? And next thing you know, you having problems in your marriage and you know, now you need comfort. And she comforts you. Now you fucking her. She fucking you, but then you say, you know what? The grass isn't greener on the side right here fucking with you. I need to work it out with my wife. And you abruptly cut it off. What's she gonna do? He raped me. He did this. He led me on. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Because you know who that really is in real life? R. Kelly.
Yeah.
That's who the fuck that is. This is R. Kelly's.
He was my father figure.
This is R. Kelly. This
took
is
it somewhere else.
you know what I'm saying. This is the R. Kelly story. This is
A woman.
I got this emotional young woman and I'm helping her out and blah blah blah. Now, boom, everybody coming at you.
And somebody brought you to him.
Right. And you know what? This kind of almost leads up to one of our first shows. You remember when I said it seems like women are I can do this, I can handle this, and we always had to come through and clean shit up.
All the time.
Chessmaster Will came through and cleaned shit up.
Yeah, the creation of
within 15 minutes.
But that family's dead. They're gonna need therapy.
The whole family.
Yeah.
The whole family. And I pray that they get it.
Now this is what I was going to relate to, right? So if it was Will that did this, any other female that was led into the house for help. That's what they keep forgetting. Separated. They were separated, but they never left the house. She just went to another house on the same.
It'd have been Will. So Will, you fucking Jada homegirl in the house. I can't believe you.
Let's get another thing. Jada wouldn't have brought another woman in the house.
But
Jada wouldn't have allowed it. I'm telling you.
You don't dangle meat in front of a lion.
And before I get what I want to say, I want people to stop saying that they both agreed to an open relationship. Because I got true. She said out her mouth, Will, if you were to want that, it was basically she dared him to do that shit, and it was going to be a problem. This is before I guess August came.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I want people to stop saying that they had an open relationship. Neither one of them said, yes, we have an open relationship. They never fucking
because
said
somebody starts a rumor and they just keep it fucking going.
They never
they want you
fucking
to believe
say
that it's truth. I never believed that.
And then no one can never find you the clip where she say, yeah, I have an open relationship. Me and Will have an open relationship. Never. She told him on, I think it was around the first red table or a flirt to the red table. Like if you was, that question came up and she was like, yeah, well, if you mean basically, yeah, we can have an open relationship if you dare it. If you dare it.
And the funny thing, everybody that's on Instagram, and first of all, the memes and shit is just funny.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying. But the thing is,
that one today
with the remix,
that took the best scene.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yo, that shit was.
But what I'm saying is, these people that are so holier than thou, that are really trying to judge what's going on in them people's house. Y'all got that shit going on in y'all regular everyday life. You got a man or a woman at home that's really good, that's taking care of you, and you fucking around with the help. You know what I'm saying? On a low, because you feeling some type of way. Like, you know what I mean? People don't know how they react until they actually get in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is in my book.
Now, that's the crazy part. Now, let me get my other part out. This is the reason why they would have hit Will so hard. What a lot of people not going to look at, but a person like me look at. They're going to be like, oh, she must have found that bitch with Jay-Z. Because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people do know, but some of them try to be ignorant until something pop off. That him and Will has a lot of business partnership. Like they have a lot of business together. Right. From the movies to the I Am Legend and all that shit started all that Will and Jay combination. Then the fella Play and Annie and all that shit.
Willow being underneath.
All that.
They have a long.
Willow being Rock Nation's fucking video, like the dictator and all that shit. Like she had, bruh. So they was going to be, oh, that's why it's at the same time that he was doing this with Beyonce. Oh, Will must have did that with him.
People trying to put two and two together, and it's
but that's
not
what they
even the same.
Do. And it's not. It's not.
The positive thing that I really want people to take from this is that that shit that you say at your wedding through thick and thin, they living through that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so when you having your little situations in your marriage or your relationship and you just ready to give up, just take the situation that they going through. That shit is in the public eye for millions of people to see, and he's still standing by his wife. She's still standing by her husband. Like, if you really love somebody, man, you gonna work it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's called through thick and thin, and that's what I would commend them about.
That's the strongest part of that whole red table was. Like,
because they really didn't have to do that.
They didn't. They
didn't have to do that.
They could have kept
and told everybody, "Fuck you."
Yeah. But he like he said, Black Twitter think it's their business now. So
right.
So
and then you give people like us who got a platform now. We gotta talk about it.
And it's like, who else to give the platform to? Because all the clips gonna now come from us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which means that someone watched our shit.
Right.
Which now means that stream came into our platform. Which means that money goes into our account.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
Why go talk to somebody else? Why talk to your friend Gail or your friend Oprah or your friend
you can do it from the
Ayana? When you can do it from your own shit and sit there like a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they controlled the narrative and that whole thing. It was just them two and the cameraman.
That's what I thought was so fucking genius and so beautiful. Say, okay, we just gonna take it to the red table. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about our truths. And now one of the things is a couple of things I took. It was a lot. It was only 15 minutes, but it was a lot that was loaded in that 15 plus minutes. One of the things they did say, and she kind of said, she's like, let it be clear. I understand. She said it's just the verbiage that August had used. She said he doesn't want to be known as a homewrecker, and it wasn't his fault.
Nobody wants to be known that.
Yeah, of course, because he got his own image. She don't want him to get, because people.
She owned up to it, but the thing is, people take little things like entanglement and the word that she used, like, oh my god, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still funny. You know what I'm saying? It's still
entanglement
funny.
is wild.
It's still funny. But the thing is, she didn't make no excuse. But the thing that people that don't know her was trying to make excuses for her. Like, what are you talking about? She owned up to her own
that's
shit.
Why
exactly.
That's why I like that they did do the red table, and she started it off with, "It's people out here making excuses for me, and I don't want that.
Man.
I want my words to be heard.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, erase what they said."
Because she said, I ain't never say none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially your mother come out saying she said shit.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not going to say my mother says shit. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. But it's like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, and then they look at Will Smith like they are New Age Ozzy and Ruby D. They do.
Yeah.
They do. They New Age. But guess what? At the end of the day, they're humans.
Yo, the thing is,
at the end of the day,
their marriage
Ruby D
and Barack Obama marriage and Beyonce and Jay-Z marriage, them three marriages is what people are reaching for. You're reaching for the Michelle Obama and Barack marriage, or you reaching for the Will and Jada, or you reaching for the Jay and Beyonce. Those are the top of people in our culture that people reach for.
Right.
Even my marriage is gonna be like 1, 2, or 3.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy shit about it, all three of them had flaws, and they worked that shit out.
Oh, right.
They didn't bust the motherfucking window.
They didn't come on Facebook saying he ain't shit and fuck that bitch. I'ma tag her and all this other shit. Like,
because at the end of the day, just like with preachers, people forget they're human.
Right.
Right.
Well, they think celebrities ain't human anyway.
And
they eat, sleep, and shit just like you do.
They human.
Right.
Human beings have human reactions.
Right.
Human beings have certain things that they fucking like can't stop doing.
Yeah.
Well,
flaws.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell everybody that's don't start coming out the woodworks because it's other females coming out saying I wasn't really fucking with August like that. Don't jump on that bandwagon because you already see he mentally unstable. He gonna tell you. He gonna tell what it is.
Kiki,
I see where you're going at.
Kiki,
don't do it. Like
Kiki,
people be looking for that moment.
Hold on, Kiki.
He know he hit.
I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing.
He came out and said she hit.
Now look,
he hit.
Now look.
People
Kiki.
always want to disassociate themselves
Kiki.
when bullshit happens.
Because he's at a down spiral, and you fuck with Jada, you fuck with Willow. Don't start making this man seem like you never had, even if you didn't want his girlfriend. A fuck is a fuck.
Man, let me tell you
something. A friendship is a friendship.
What did we talk about earlier? Body language.
Yeah.
One thing I know And women, y'all could deny it all you want. When you really into a dude, right? Y'all riding around cruising. What's the first thing y'all do? Y'all get in that car and be like, boop, with him in the background, because you into him. Yeah. You ain't doing that with no regular Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look who I'm with, y'all. Hashtag in love. Hashtag we cruising. Hashtag blah, blah, blah. Hashtag he fucked you and left. Out of here.
Yo, and that's the craziest part about it is, like, don't start trying to... See, that's what I don't like. Like, and then women gonna
people start kicking you when you're down. That's a kick you when you're down moment.
It's so fucked up because when a woman do it, right? It's justified. Like it's justified, and people kick that person down. When a man do it, is fucking not justified, and everybody on your head, bro. It's
just like we can't win. You know what I'm saying? Solange kicks Jay-Z ass in the elevator. Yeah, girl, you should have fucked him up. Now if he'd have knocked her ass out. Oh my God!
He would have been over.
Oh my God! We can't win. We can't do this. Jay-Z, cancel him now.
We can't win. But check this out, yo. Give your final thoughts. Give your final thoughts real quick so we can get up out of here.
Cancel nobody that fucking own their own. But look though, for real, that's why you can't cancel us, bitch. So look, my final thought is basically, like, damn, like, yo, when a person. It's fucked me up. Go ahead. I come back, yo.
Okay, let me put it like this. I think the Smiths played a perfect, like, their interview was chess. They spoke so well. They expressed themselves on their platforms. And at the end of the day, guess what they said? This show to pass.
Yeah, which I agree.
We good. Don't worry about us. We're going to be fine. and nothing's going to stop. We're going to be all right.
All right. Now, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Oh, you already know. So, my final thought is basically this. Do not shit on a person that you don't know when your relationship is not booming, right? Because if you can't walk out and say we're going to work this out like they did, you're not no better. You don't even have a candle to start the forest fire with. Right. If you can't do that. 2, women give the same energy when a woman do some shit to a man that you would have said for if the man was on other shoes. You know what I mean? Like, if that was Will, you definitely would have been like, oh, you're a dog. It would have been, you would have probably had fucking dog ears on Will and everything, you know what I mean? Right. You wouldn't have been making like the little funny memes. You'd have been making like some heartful shit. 2, and the third, my last final thought, yo. Will, I understand you hurt, bro, and I commend you for being a strong brother, man.
Yes.
I agree with that. Hey, my final thoughts is first and foremost, is to actually everybody, if you can, keep that whole family in prayers, because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done between Will, Jada, the kids, August, everybody. And then secondly, you got to be careful what you get into. You know what I mean? Because dealing with somebody and dealing with that raw emotion, you don't know if you're not willing to or able to give 100% of yourself. Don't do it. You know what I mean? You don't know where people are going to take it. This is why a lot of us end up in domestic violence situations. We end up taking each other's life out here. I mean, you just gotta know what you're getting yourself into. If you not really healed yourself, then you can't heal nobody else. If you're not ready to love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Like, you have to take out time to love you.
Yeah.
Period. Like, before you get into anything. That's why I'm the type of person, lost my relationship, I refuse to jump into another one until I'm 100% ready.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't have no problem staying to myself. You know what I mean? And also, another thing, I don't want to keep dragging it on. Keep your mouth closed. Because when you put things out in the public, you have to be ready for the public perception. People are going to give their opinions, whether you like it or not. If it's a private matter, keep that shit to yourself. Anything else? We good?
Shit.
All right, this has been another edition of Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. See y'all